Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand up.
Hello friends, and welcome again to another Street Fighter Duel video. In this video we'll be talking about the bosses in the chapters and stages after you clear a stage and you have them, and they are all named Frankie. So the Frankie boss and how to play against it, because I've been getting so many questions about, oh, I'm never clearing them on the higher stages. I used to clear them, now it's impossible. My guile keeps dying and my team keeps dying, especially for people that are using Wind faction like Chun-Li, Cammy and stuff like that. It depends on RNG sometimes, but most of the time when you get the fire Frankie, the red one or the yellow one, which is the most hardest too. The blue one is easy, the green one is easy, but the yellow and the red one are fire based and soul based, so they deal a lot of damage, and how to counter them and work around them. So it's a quick video, it's not for everybody. Some people don't care about these, but because mostly the casuals and free-to-play gets a lot of rewards. So if you go to the boxes and check them, they give you a lot of loot, they give you fate gems, they give you tokens for summoning A-grade invitations, and yada yada. So the best units to actually go about this fight is actually, I was using different lineups, and now I will recommend to you the best lineups to go against these. And the most units that are used, or the best composition to use against these, are Viper and F.Blanka. Now Viper grants herself with a 6 out of 6. She grants the shields on armor break if she get below 40% or below some certain percentage of HP, and she doesn't lose the stacks, and everybody gets them. So when they have the stacks, they get the buffs of the stacks as well, and as at plus 30 it transfers to teammates. So at plus 6 she doesn't lose them if she gets hit, and she self-sustain. At plus 30 she gives the team members also shields, and they don't remove the stacks from her, so she will keep giving those stacks. Even if you heal up and get below down, you will go the stacks. It will not go beyond 5 stacks, but it's a massive upgrade. And with F.Blanka, you're gonna get the buff of the wildfire, plus he gets self-sustain with the defensive shields that he has on himself when you build him up. And if you're running a tank, you can run 2 tanks in this mode. You don't always need Bison. If you didn't have built him to that triple S with 6 cars or the plus 30, you can run Zangief. And Zangief work from one copy at A grade to full copies. You don't need his exclusive or his cars for him to work against these bosses. You want his mitigation, and his mitigation comes from his skill and his passive, which you take less thunder, soul damage and flame damage, and most of the time you're fighting the red Frankie, which deals to you a lot of flame damage. For me, I'm not using any of these, I'm only using Cammy. So I'm using Cammy with F.Blanka, Bison, and Elena on heal. Of course, Elena is a major factor. You can't run Street Poison. If you're a whale and you're like overpowering this stage, don't think that it's bad to use her. No, you can use Street Poison because you're already gonna beat them. Maybe if you play only Street Poison, she's gonna one-shot them. But we're talking about people that have deficit here fighting these bosses. Street Poison never works, will not work. Summer Yang would work because he have shields and he have healing. Elena would work because she have healing and she increases the attack and the HP and defense for your main carry. So I use Cammy. I start with Cammy, go Elena, F.Blanka, then Cammy. F.Blanka for the buffs and for the damage that he adds, and I use Bison for the buffs and the damage that he adds. I have like 3 fights, one against the yellow one, which is so hard and it took me a lot of retries, and both of the other fights were against the fire. I showed you what teams I run against these fire teams. One of them is Slowly Cook, and one of them is Burst Team with Cammy, but there's an honorable mention if somebody wanna check it or play it or try it, and it's Dalsim. You can play F.Blanka, start with him with his super, go Elena or Summer Yang, then F.Blanka, then Dalsim, and he will cook. Yeah, sometimes he doesn't work because you need him at plus 30 to 100% get your precise burns on him, because at plus 30 you get 100% inflicting burn and will ramp up his damage and gives him more damage. As you see, I have him at 4 cards. If you have him at 6 cards, he's an absolute monster. He's a must build for 6 cards, especially for Shadowlands in Guild. So I will show you the videos and we will go with the first video. Here, as you see, we got the red Frankie, and I'm using Zangief as tank, and I have Honda on him, Bison as DPS and buffer, and I have F.Blanka and Elena for sustain. And I remove Honda here because I was missing some damage. I put Cammy because she adds this damage, and this damage is noticeable. When I add her, I defeat the boss constantly. Like, I have no problems at all. She does the armor break. The armor break doesn't only benefit her, benefit the whole team. The enemy takes more damage because he has less armor. And as you see, I start with F.Blanka, heal with Elena, go with F.Blanka, then Bison explosion. I use buffs and heals. I was using heals. I didn't know that I didn't need any type of heal when you add Zangief. Zangief is just a monster. Mitigate damage, impossible. No flame damage. As you see, like, the flame damage that I'm taking from the boss is barely noticeable. Usually by this round all my team is wiped, but because I have Zangief and I'm healing with Elena constantly, I'm having no problems at all. And as you see, Bison helps here with the soul damage explosion, and I get the buffs from him. You see Cammy jumps from Bison, adds a little bit, and here we go, it's a GG. We go now to the next one. It's also the red one, and now I'm starting with Cammy. I have Elena on the line, on the tag position. I have F.Blanka. I wait a little bit. I start with Cammy, Elena, F.Blanka, then Cammy. Cammy, look at the damage, how much faster she does the damage and ramps up, especially with her spin kick, the additional damage, the bonus, the after attack. And as you see, I go back again, Cammy, Elena, F.Blanka, then Cammy. And I use the heals, of course. Here you need a lot of sustain, and this is why I don't run this team anymore on high stages. It's really hard to run. I prefer to have Zangief for protection. And as you know, this is the last one, the yellow one. This is one of the hardest one that I went against. I tried the Zangief strategy. It wasn't working for me. So I tried Cammy and Elena and F.Blanka with Bison. I didn't use the Virgil EX. I want to use these EX to show you that it works. You don't need the Virgil EX. And as you see, I start with F.Blanka here, not Cammy. I use Elena, then I go with F.Blanka, then Cammy in the end. Cammy will deal massive amount of damage with her C3, but I'm here cooking this monster with the super of F.Blanka because he's a pain in the butt. He's a big pain in the butt. As you see, the spin kick of Cammy deals massive damage. It starts with 1 million, then it goes to 4 million and 5 million per spin kick whenever you have more stacks on the enemy. And as you see here, much damage taken and much dodge and evade has been given from Cammy. Cammy dodges and evades a lot. Also Blanka does the same, Elena does the same, and as you see here, we finish it off with the C3 of Cammy, then a spin kick, and spin kick with almost 1 million damage with 5 stacks of armor break. And that was it for the bosses, and the rewards are amazing. If you go and check the rewards, like here, we go and open the box, you can have faith gems, you can have A-grade invitation tokens, you can have upgrading materials for your exclusives, and many more. That was it for the video. If you have any questions or you have any suggestions for your best teams, just let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, that was it for the video. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If you didn't, I thank you for watching, and as always, stay frosty. Peace.
Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up.